Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Tarkir draft. Let's jump in. So, a rare, a pretty good one. Storm Shell, 5 mana, 5/9, Ward 2. When it attacks, you draw 3 cards, and whenever you cast a turtle spell, which I believe only means other copies of Storm Shell, you get to untap this creature. So yeah, it just comes down on turn 5, blocks everything, you get to draw 3 cards, and sometimes you get a second crack at this, right? Sometimes you actually draw 6 cards off of it, but most of the time it's just like, you can see it as like big life gain spell, plus like on a card draw spell. I also like the Disciple quite a bit, one of the better blue uncommons. Rest of the pack, I mean, it's got a globe. Got a Cala globe. You know, anytime that I see a globe, it's worth considering. But yeah, I think my pick order for this pack would be like Storm Shell, Disciple, and then the globe. Yeah, I've been trying my best not to succumb to ultimate 5-color soup as this format's gone on. I think a lot of people are catching wind of that, and yeah, it's been harder to get a good mana base for that kind of deck. So I've been liking still keeping it clean if I can, but also being degenerate and being all soupy when the time calls for it. Basically when I've got a bunch of good rares. Anyways, let's go to this pack here. So this rare, Sidisi, is not particularly good. Don't think I have to spend too much time on that one. Blue cards in this pack, I like both of them. Dispelling Exhale and Riverwalk Technique, both pretty good cards. Counterspells are just good in this format. There's a lot of really expensive cards that people put in their deck. A lot of bombs that cost, 5, 6 mana. And even the negate side of this card, the Riverwalk Technique, like a lot of non-creatures that are pretty good in this format. Expensive enchantments, planeswalkers, stuff like that. So I think I'm going to take the Exhale to follow up my Storm Shell. I do like Exhale a little bit better. Other cards here, not a ton I like, honestly. Like Nomad Outpost, a Tri-land that doesn't touch our colors is kind of like the next best card. Everything else I think is fairly filler. Okay, well, this next pack here, I was just talking about the globe, and here we have a Dragonstorm Forecaster, which I do think is legitimately great if you have the globe and the dragon, or even just like, 2 copies of globe. I don't like it if it's like 2 copies of dragon, because, then you're putting 2 copies of the Boulder Dragon in your deck, and that card's a little bit clunky if you're not like drawing it for free and, coming in with a 1/1 counter. But I do like speculating on it here. Like, this is a pretty good start to just a, blue control-ish deck. Wouldn't mind another Exhale here. Lots of pretty good cards in this pack, actually. Like, I like Zurgo's Vanguard. I like Salt Road Pack Beast. Sagu Wildling has been a card I don't mind, 3rd, 4th picking a land here as well. But yeah, let's take Forecaster. If we're lucky, that globe from pack 1 wheels. I don't think it will. Like I said, I think people have caught on. They want to draft the sweet 5-color deck. We got an Appraiser here, though. Appraiser's nice. Which, once again, happy to keep monocolored here. We haven't really seen any reasons to dip out of blue. There's this Purging Stormbrood, and I like this card quite a bit, too. Anytime there's a dragon, I think it's worth considering. All the dragons are pretty good, and they make all your Exhale is better. Also, just like the cycle of the enchantment, the Dragonstorm, just makes those better. But yeah, can't really turn down a Sipsig Appraiser. And yeah, like I said, pretty happy about this. Like, we're not committed to anything. Like, no clan. We have no clan. We just are blue. And happy to see what comes our way. So what comes our way is nothing that jumps off the page. Like, I like blue-green, and Champion of Dusan is like a fine card in blue-green. I'm kind of tempted by this Windscar Crag because our cards here sort of are more controlling. And I think the best blue controlling deck is like Jeskai Control. You just get access to a lot of removal, a lot of good card draw. The other clans, like the other blue clans, can play the control game too. But I think out of this pack, I'm most interested in the Crag. Yeah, like there's this Corroding Dragonstorm, which I think is the least good of the bunch. I'll play this sometimes if I have a lot of dragons, but nothing I'm too interested in. So yeah, let's take Crag, see where it goes. Okay, and now we've got an interesting pick. So, 2 more Dragonstorms, the red and the black one. We've got Dragon Sniper, which is just awesome. I do think this is the best card in the pack. I could take a Focus the Mind or a Serpent to stay blue, but I think Sniper is good enough to take over another blue card. Also, some solid red. Like, if we're just kind of reading what's open, like, Teamer Space seems to be something that's reasonable. Some solid red cards here. I like both Rebuke and Stormshrieker just fine. Blue-red land here, of course. But yeah, Sniper is great. Okay, and now we get to a pack with a Constrictor Sage, a Temur Devotee, a Gurmag Nightwatch, a blue-black land. I like Gurmag Nightwatch, by the way. This is a card I've come up and up on. Just being able to, you cast this on turn 3 and just set up your next draw. It's not the worst. And if you're ever able to bin a Harmonize or Renew card, it feels pretty good. I think I probably take Constrictor Sage here. I haven't loved Constrictor Sage. I think you really want to be able to, at some point or in some of your games, put it in the graveyard. Like, if it's always just a a 5-mana spell, I'm not that jazzed about it. But if sometimes you like self-mill it, you see it off Appraiser, that's the card you choose to put in the graveyard, I think it's totally fine. Ooh, we're rich, if this was paper. All right, so let's see. What else do we have here? We've got a Night Watch. We've got a Sultai Devotee. Don't like Bellringer at all. I think this is a card you should generally avoid putting in your deck. It's just a little bit too low impact. The Shrieker. Yeah, between the Night Watch and the Devotee, basically, I like Night Watch a little bit more. Like, if we're positioning ourselves as blue-green, if we're not adding black to the deck, I think Night Watch is just better. Like, I just don't care that much about 2/1 Death Touch. It's kind of an underwhelming body in this format. Oh, look at this. All right, so we're not in a pod that likes to gobble up the globes, so this is great. All right, and there's also, yeah, some more blue-green cards kind of filtering through. So, yeah, really happy with where we are now. We also pick up that Riverwalk technique, so blue's just pretty open, and we'll just kind of see, keep our options open. I think it's fairly likely we end up in a blue-green base deck. Just given that, like, some of the blue or some of the green cards we saw came around late, and we haven't really seen too many red and white cards except the kind of crappy ones wheeling here. All right, and yeah, I played Sentinel from time to time when I care about cards leaving the graveyard, so not bad. I have seen this card in play, and it has done virtually nothing, but I'll take the gems. All right, and the Serpent Wheel too. So yeah, really, really good start. Just able to keep monocolored here. Able to keep open to whatever. Okay, so we open a Flamehold Grappler as a rare. A pretty solid one. Not a busted rare by any means, but one that is good. I think is worth putting mana fixing your deck to cast this card. There's also a Rally the Monastery, which is a little bit awkward, of course, being a blue-based deck. You want to not take white cards, because then if you end up in blue-white, you don't get any of the gold cards, unless you're specifically taking the Jeskai cards. Pack is not very exciting. Like, I think Dragon's Prey is a fine removal spell. Shrine Keeper, also a card I like. Blue-Black Land is kind of worth considering here, considering that we are maybe blue-green base, and that allows us to add Sultai cards to our deck. So, I think I'm going to land there. It's, yeah, like I said, it's not very exciting, but I think we're pretty far away from putting Grappler into our deck. Jeskai, I mentioned Jeskai in Pack 1. But I don't think that's really going to pan out, considering the red and white cards just were not coming around in Pack 1. All right, now we get a Naga Fleshcrafter, and this card's just generically pretty good. Clone for your stuff or your opponent's stuff, notably. A lot of clones lately have been just your stuff. And then, yeah, another thing that's just like good to self-mill, if you do self-mill that. Also, Encroaching Dragonstorm, a card I like generally, though like it more when you care about the fixing, have expensive dragons to play. We don't really have any of that stuff right now, so yeah, just gonna take the rare. The land here, pretty good too. Great Arishan City. I've liked these lands, by the way. I think the Mardu ones are the best. The white, black, red ones. The blue one's like a constructed card, and the green one's kind of like, take it or leave it. But this is a good one. If I wasn't gonna take this Fleshcrafter, what would I take? Maybe Tawny back? Maybe Dragonstorm? Yeah, both cards I like. Okay, and we get past an Eshki Dragonclaw. This card's excellent, so happy to see this. One of the cards I really like playing with this card is Sagu Wildling, the green dragon. Not only do Omen Dragons just generally play well with Eshki, because you can either choose whichever one you don't have. You have the spell or the creature you want to cast, but also having a 1-mana spell to go on like turn 5, cast the Go Get a Land spell, and then play Eshki on the same turn is pretty good. So yeah, awesome, great. Okay, and now we've got Rennie's Rebuff, we've got Auroral Procession. I like Rebuff more as a card generally. Procession is a card that I think you want only if you have a lot of self-mill. Because the problem with this kind of card generally is that it gets stuck in your hand a little too long if you aren't filling your grave. It's also the kind of card that gets better if you've got good things to get back, right? This is only as good as the best thing you're getting back. And Rebuff's just generally pretty solid. Also plays pretty nice with Eshki. Maybe we cast this early, cast Eshki plus this on a later turn. So yeah, happy with that. We're also a little bit short on cheap cards for what it's worth. All right, so here's the dragon. We can take the dragon to have our package here of Globe, Boulder Dragon, and Forecaster. Dragon also helps with the Exhale. The other card I might consider is Narset's Rebuke. But we only have one red source currently for Eshki, so I don't really want a second red card just yet. This is one of the things you're always trying to balance in this format, right? Like, how many cards am I looking to splash? How many sources do I already have? Because, like, you could think, like, oh, okay, I want to put red mana in my deck. This is true, so you might consider Rebuke. But you also have to say, how many sources do I have to cast my first red card, right? So if I don't have enough sources to cast the first red card, I'm not as interested in taking another red card just yet. Wow, okay, this pack is excellent. There's a red source here. We could take that. But there's also a Dragon Sniper and another rebuff and an Awaken the Honored Dead, which is a really strong card. And we've got the blue-black land and the Globe. And I guess you can kind of count Dragon Forecaster as a source, multicolor source with this. I'm going to take the Awakened Honored Dead because I think this card's really strong. And we're just like blue-black base, or sorry, blue-green base, splash a red card, splash a black card. Splash 2 black cards. Spoke too soon, I guess. Yeah, card is very strong. Self-mills for cards that care about that are harmonized cards and are, stuff like Sage. So yeah, this is coming together. We got a lot of power. I would like, I guess if I'm being picky here. Ooh, and here's the green land. I guess with double Awaken now, I'm happy to take Procession. I was just saying you want this card when you have self-mill, and now we have self-mill. So yeah, let's get that. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we want a little bit more fixing. Like, would be happy with another Globe, some more lands. Although, we're not too low on that. Some more 2s would be good. This isn't a format where you, like, absolutely need to play a 2-on-2. But I still do want to have some cheap cards. Okay, there's another Forecaster. Don't think I want the second one of those. There's a Sarkhan's Resolve, which is solid. There's also a Snakeskin Veil. I think I'm going to take the Snakeskin Veil. I think just generally the better of the bunch there. Green-white land. Probably not going to want that. Do I want Rainveil Rejuvenator, though? Don't really think I want Sentinel. This is, like, emergency mode fixing for me. I kind of expect to see some more fixing in Pack 3. All right, and Night Watch comes around. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to play this Rejuvenator. Only really want to play this when I've got a lot of self-mill. Ooh, Teamer Devotee Wheels. Nice, okay. All right, last pack here. Sultai Monument would be a good card here. Just wanting the black mana. I love the monuments in general. I think they're all just pretty good. Save for the Obzon one, I guess, and that one's still, like, playable. But yeah, I really like the Mardu and the Jeskai ones, the Sultai and the Teamer ones kind of next, and then the Obzon ones, like, I'll play it if I need the fixing. So there's that. There's another Globe. There's a Roiling Dragonstorm. That's good to, ditch our cards that care about being in the graveyard. There's also some land. So yeah, just like a lot of options here. I guess because we're not super dragon heavy, that's a vote against the Dragonstorm. We don't have to be super dragon heavy, but you do kind of want some dragons. So it's between like land, Globe, monuments. I think by the same token, we're not super dragon heavy. We don't want the Globe as much. We also have access to the first Globe a little more often in general because we have Forecaster. So yeah, just gonna go with the monument. Ooh, okay. Let me see a Cashless Skimmer. Yeah, things coming together. New Way Forward, an interesting card. Also a Glacial Dragon Hunt. I like this card a lot too. I would not mind playing that one. But yeah, let's just take Skimmer. Maybe Evolving Wilds comes back around if we're lucky. So I think this deck is good on removal, good on cheap cards now. So really just looking for power when we see it, and Guardian's really good. I gotta take the Guardian here. Power when we see it, and a little bit more fixing. Because currently we're like 2 black cards, 1 red card. Not really gonna count Night Watch because you can cast out with just the blue-green mana, and we're a little bit below where we'd want. Right, we've got like 2 or 3 black sources. If you're counting the Forecaster and the Globe. So honestly, there's an argument for taking the Trawler here, but I just think Guardian's a little bit too good. If we have to end up, playing a Mountain or something, so be it. I'll accept that. I'll accept that I have been a little bit too greedy at some point, potentially. But like I said, if I just pick up like a few more lands, 2 more, another Globe, perfectly happy with where we are. Here's a Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. Don't think we want this. We don't have quite enough dragons to really want the colorless land. We've got Fresh Start, which is just a good removal spell. So I think I'm just going to take that one. There's Jeskai Monument, which is kind of interesting. Because we will be able to activate it at some point, I suppose. Because Globe adds white mana. And it's a red fixer. But yeah, just 2 mana removal spell. Can't really go wrong there. Okay. I will definitely take Dragon's Brood Relic. Relic's one of my favorite cards in the set so far. And it's perfect for this kind of deck, because not only do we have a decent number of early creatures to tap to it, but you really want this when you're 4 colors, or I should say 5 colors is fine, but 4 colors works just fine as well, because the relic gives you the 4th color to activate the ability. So yeah, that's a nice little piece of fixing for our cards. That's I said we needed some fixing for. And blue-red lands, perfect. Yeah, second Mox Jasper of the draft. Kind of funny. All right. Ooh, and Wayfarer is great here. So not only does this kind of grease the wheels on our mana, but fills the grave for Honor Dead, gives us more selection, triggers Kishla Skimmer, right? Because you mill 3 cards, you pick up a land, that'll trigger the Skimmer. So yeah, this deck's looking really, really good. I think we kind of have everything we need. A touch more fixing would be great, but I can't complain. And look at it. Look, touch more fixing. I will take a globe here. Now that we've got like a big dragon here and just want a multicolor fixer. I wouldn't mind a Wayfarer as well. Another Wayfarer would be fine, but we're good on spells. Like, we're going to be making some cuts in this deck. And another globe. Not going to take the third one. Just going to take the wilds. All right. And on the River Rock technique. Yeah, one of the things that's always good to note, and I didn't really talk this out as we were going through, but there was a few picks where I was like, oh, I could take the spell, I could take the fixing, we need the fixing, but we also want powerful spells. You know, that pick with the Guardian is one of the things that kind of guides my decision there of like, should I just lock in, take the fixing, guarantee I have it, or can I just wait a little bit longer, see if I see some later, is what I've seen previously, right? Because if I think this is a pod that is taking fixing super highly, I will, ooh, very nice. I'll do the same because, you know, you kind of just need to cast your spells, but kind of feel like this pod wasn't taking fixing super highly. So I feel like it could afford the risk there. I felt like we would see some fixing late, and we did. Okay, so let's do a ground out build because we've got a million cards here. A really strong deck, by the way. I think we ended up in a really good spot. So I'm just going to put in the blue and green cards first, kind of build out that base. Yeah, so it looks fine. Temur Devotee might not need to be played here. I don't really like playing the Devotees outside of the white one, unless I just like really need the fixing. I just don't care that much about 2/2 defender, or 2 mana 3/3 defender. So yeah, Relic gets in there. Storm Shell, Fleshcrafter, Sibsig Appraiser, Rebuff, Constrictor. Yep, got our rares, our awesome cards in. Yep. And that is almost all the cards we want to play. Oh, Globe number 1 for sure. I guess there's some argument for not playing the second Globe because we picked up a good amount of fixing at the end of the pack there. So just looking at our cards we need non-blue and green mana for. It's just these 4. Okay, let's fill the rest of the deck out first. Gonna play the dragon, of course, the Boulder Dragon to go fetch. Riverwalk technique, yeah, I don't mind that here. And last spell. What's my last spell going to be? It could be a Night Watch. It could be a Procession. I am a little bit creature light. I've got 12, and I want to keep my cheap creature count high because this Relic. Don't want it doing nothing early on. And we don't have that many things that care about leaving the grave. We're going to have a fairly stocked grave because these double awakens, but I kind of like just one more creature here. Okay, so that is our spell base. So let's do some mana mathing here. So gonna put the 5 color fixers in one pile. I'm just gonna put these over here. I'm gonna count Forecaster as a source in this deck because we have Globe. I think it's generally safe to do that. All right, and anything else sneaking through that's a source? No, okay. So we're gonna be playing a mountain. Probably just one. Gonna be playing a swamp again. Probably just one. We've got falls. We've got red source, black source, and multicolor source. Okay, so for 2 cards, I like to play, if I can, 5 sources for each of them. Like, as in 5 red sources and 5 black sources, because we've got 2 and 2. Generally, my splashing rules are like, for the first card of a certain color, like whatever, you know, let's say I have 1 red card. I want 3, ideally 4 sources, and then it goes up from there. So like, if I have 2 cards that are red, I want 4 to 5 sources. So here for 2 red cards, 2 black cards, I want 2 sources for each. So red source count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. Black, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Awesome. So yeah, mana looks good. Don't think there's really anything else to say about this deck. Let's just add our last lands here and yeah, ship it. All right, here's the final deck if you just want to see a quick outline of it. And yeah, let's jump into some games. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty good. Got our colors. Okay, well, we'll see what we draw. If we draw a creature, I'll play Relic. And even if we don't draw a creature, I'm probably gonna play Relic. It's not like Monument on turn 2 is very different from turn 3 or turn 4. We've got all our colors and everything, so. Alright. Yeah, let's just play the Relic. Jeskai Monument with Forest, Mountain in play, getting Island. Okay, so they're a 4-color deck, it seems, at least. Alright, so I'm just going to play the Monument here. Alright, that's fine. Didn't need that anyways. Alright, so yeah, there's the white mana. They're going to crack the Monuments. And, ooh, we draw Eshki with no red mana just yet. So, I could Awaken here. Just to kill a token. Probably not what I'm going to do. I'll just pass. Keep this technique. Bounce a big thing or something. Alright, the full-on Wooburg. And, yeah, that's a fine thing just to put back on top. Sorry, I said I don't have red mana yet. I do. I just need a creature to activate that. Alright, yeah, let's just play that. Maybe it was actually better not to cast the technique there. Just untap and then Awaken. Because I do need a creature. And that like digs me closer to one. Okay, well, that's a good target for my Awaken. And yeah, Skimmer's good too. Can't cast it this turn because the ward on the dragon. Oh, actually, hold on. If I go Skimmer, can tap Skimmer for mana? Yes, we can. Okay, cool. Just get to do it all. Or tap the Relic for mana, I should say. I am sure. I would like to play the mana or the ward. Cool. And now hopefully they just like slam some big dummy that I get to go Eshki plus Fresh Start on next turn. Alright, they Dragon Hunt. Kill my Skimmer. And they bash. Okay, so I could just play Eshki and play Fresh Start, draw a card. Seems pretty bad. I'll just go Sniper plus Eshki. Might just pitch this Fresh Start next turn and draw our Storm Shell. Alright, Dragon Hunt, kill the Sniper. Ooh, they discarded a land. So one little thing I think is not obvious about Dragon Hunt is you don't actually have to discard anything, right? You only discard non-land if you want to deal 3, but you could just draw a card. So I think it's what happened there with the opponent. All right, not attacking. Okay, so pitch a land, pick up Storm Shell, and play this. And I do think I'm probably going to Fresh Start here just to grow Eshki. It's not the most scary thing to cast a Fresh Start on, but that's fine. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, getting to untap with all these goodies. It's always nice. So let's just bash. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. They probably just don't have anything in hand. I'm drawing a million cards. Got Eshki going. Got this Relic going. So, understandable, opponent. Understandable. Okay, yeah, this is keepable. We have a lot of blue sources in the deck. Wayfarer digs us towards those. If we're able to go like Wayfarer into Nightwatch, yeah, it's a pretty good curve. Guess I probably should have led it with Mountain in case they play a 1-drop. Then I'd have a priority stop, you know. Don't want to give up that information. So this is interesting. I could go Monument into Guaranteed Night Watch next turn. Or I could go Wayfarer, have a chance at Night Watch. I guess the first one sounds a lot better. So let's just do that. Also, Wayfarer late is not the worst because if we have like Kishless Skimmer on the battlefield, he'll trigger that. We can draw a card. Black, white. Ooh, Voice of Victory. This card's pretty strong. 2 mana, 1/3, immobilize 2. I can't cast spells on their turn. So, yeah, I'll just go Night Watch. I'll keep this Awaken. Yeah, then we can, like, get back Storm Shell on the 3rd chapter. Probably interested in just killing this, so my counter spells are actual cards. Alright, so, yeah, just go roomp. Kill the voice. Get in. Alright, there's some red mana. And Mardu Monument. Yeah, Mardu Monument's really good. This card is kind of a beating. Pretty good with the Skyrider, too. Ooh, okay. Skimmer's a great draw. Milled Eshki, Appraiser, and Wild. So let's go Skimmer. Draw a card with Wayfarer, hopefully. Okay, yeah. Take the... I guess probably red source here. How badly do I want this forest to have untapped mana for Snakeskin Veil? Actually, I guess that's probably a little bit better because these tokens, I would very much like to have this Skimmer stay alive. And I only have one more red card in my deck, the Guardian. So I'm not really going to need the red mana that badly. And if I do, like, you know, if I draw a Guardian, that's fine. I'll find red mana eventually. I've got a million things to do with my mana here. So I'm not too worried about that. And yeah, just a really good turn next turn. If they go for a removal spell, we get to counter it. We're just like way ahead at that point. The other thing that would make me want to take the blue land is then we can cast Storm Shell, but I don't think Storm Shell is actually that important here. We've got a million cards anyways. Okay, nothing interesting. Nothing including not cracking this monument, which means they do have something. This is not an instant speed ability. So I'm going to discard anything to get something back. I could get the Storm Shell back. I'll just drew a blue land. Yeah, I guess I just pitch this Exhale. It's probably fine. Get back Storm Shell. Draw a card. Like I said, just infinite cards here. And let's go tap blue-green land. Attack with Night Watch. Yep, now we've got Technique plus Snakeskin Veil up, and nothing. Did they maybe think this was an instant speed ability? That might have been what happened there. Shock Brigade, okay. That's fine. And Reigning Victor. So they're going to give this indestructible, attack for 2. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. I guess I could have fresh started this thing and double blocked. Might have been worth it. Yeah, I was thinking I was going to like Riverwalk Technique something this turn. I think I still am going to. Like just this Victor. But I should have stopped and thought for a split second there. All right, another Awaken. Nice. So we only have 6 mana, so we can't go like Awaken, Sage, keep up Veil. I think we just get in with these two. Play the turtle and keep up Veil. Like, we're clocking them way quicker than they're clocking us, so we don't need to be very defensive here. Play the turtle. Play the backwater. And pass turn. Okay, yep, just another opponent that said, I cannot beat all those cards, so I guess I'll scoop. This is interesting, mana. So, at times like these, I go, how many green sources do we have? And there's 6, 7, 8, 9. And we need the green by turn 3, or at least we'd like it. We have a different number of blue cards we can cast too, so I do think I keep this. Just, once we draw our forest, our hand is unlocked, and even if we don't, and we draw like, they're in a black source, we can cast this on turn 4. Having a 2-drop in this opening hand helps a lot too, just so we can keep pace. All right, draw another green card, part of the range. Blue-white, all right. Wonder what that's about. Jeskai, I guess, or 4-color, 5-color. They could have cast something and they didn't, is what their stops say. So they probably have a exhale. I will definitely exhale a globe. Yeah, exhale a globe. I just tend to kill on the spot. Maybe it keeps him off a color. All right, we'll just kill the stag. All right, another green card. Ooh, Steel Cutter. It's a cool one. And just the 2/2. All right, that's fine. Yep. He's the trample creature. Land? There we go. Okay. So we're in business. What do we want to do now? We could just play this Night Watch, set up our next draw. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Just would like to hit a land here. And, yep. Eshki in the grave? Yeah, I think so. I guess I can... Yeah, we can always get her back later. Again, just want to be hitting my lands here. So this is, Trample Haze Prowess, Equipment. Oh, they do nothing here. So I kind of think, I think they have a removal spell, or sorry, a counter spell. Because of the way that they had to stop. They could have played something on turn 2 and then they didn't. So it kind of means they were holding up mana for something. So let's go Relic first. And they can't counter this Relic unless they pull the dragon. Okay, maybe no counter spell. Never mind. If no counter spell, then maybe I just cast this Awaken. Kill the Steel Cutter. Okay, that's good too. All right, and we even have Snakeskin Veil up. So yeah, I imagine the countering their globe kind of messed them up a little bit here. Ooh, Guardian, hell yeah. And mill rebuff. All right, let's play Guardian. Missing some lands apparently too. Yeah, I would just say, I don't know if exactly that's what's happening here, or the opponent's just mana screwed, but counter the globe, kill the globe. Globes are important. Globes are good. I had a game in my pre-release, I remember, like, I played this on turn 3. My opponent played the 2/2 that you can sack to kill an artifact or enchantment. And I looked at my hand like, oh god, it's going to be terrible. Like, they're just going to blow that up. They didn't. They didn't blow it up, and I would have just lost on the spot for sure if they did. Iridescent Tiger, okay. Okay, that's going to be a decent turn for them, probably. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, just the flyer. Sibsig Apprentice. Would I like to discard anything to get Eshki back? Yeah, I can probably discard this Serpent. Don't really need it. Eshki to my hand. And probably just going to be making another Guardian here. Fairly wild that this is not a legend. This card's so good, by the way. If you haven't played with this or against it, it's just like so backbreaking. Good as the top end in like a more beatdown deck. Good as like a control finisher. Oh, and if they're going for a removal spell here, Could see a scooping coming. Okay. Nope. All right, well, let's... SK pre-combat doesn't matter because she triggers on combat. So it's not like I'm gonna like snakeskin veil before combat. I mean, I guess there's a chance that I cast this, they like kill Guardian on the stack for some reason. Yeah, I guess I should just cast it because like I don't think I'm casting Appraiser over this. So yeah, I guess there's not much of a downside to doing this. Ooh, interesting. New way forward. Okay. So next time the source of your choice will deal damage this turn, prevents that damage. When the damage is prevented, deals that much to me, and they draw that many cards. I get to draw a bunch of cards here, and I also can't prevent this. Hexproof. Hexproof does not care about this card. They chose the non-hexproof one anyways, but choosing a source, like just choose a card, not targeting. Okay, so, yep, they get a big hit. I got 12. Could be slightly dicey. Oh, you know, I'm sorry. I was talking about Eshki. I completely forgot I had rebuff in my Rave. I played the case of my microphone was covering rebuff. I could have drawn a card, bounced the Dawnbreaker. That would have been very good. All right. So, my bad. Missed that play. Absolutely should have done that. Drawn a card, made Eshki Giants. By tapping the relic, of course, is the idea. Okay, now they've got 1 mana to work with. Not a lot they can do with that. Forecaster. Okay, cool. So we just rebuff this Dawnbringer and kill them, right? Looks like that's what's happening. So, yeah, sure. Tap Eshki. And get in there. All right, cool. Okay, yeah, hand's great. Have most of our mana. No red card, so that'll come later. Bunch of removal, bunch of interaction, monument. Okay, opponent plays Opulent Palace. Let's go get a forest. And a Nomad Outpost. Okay, so they're full 5 colors. Sky Monument. Yeah, all right. Might just choose to blow up this monument. Get the saga going. I mean, Jeskai Monument is like something worth killing. We have no flyers, no reach creatures right now. Rediscover the way. All right, that's a good one. So they look at the top 3 for these first 2 chapters. Take 1, and then their creatures gain double strike. Whenever they cast a non-creature. Or a creature, sorry, target creature gains double strike for the 3rd chapter. Whenever they cast a non-creature. All right, so yeah, I'll just crack monuments. Say go. Some real no rush magic here. I play monument, they play monument. I play saga, they play saga. And I guess we're just gonna go like pitch rebuff. Sniper. Pitch rebuff, get back Eshki. Okay. It's not a bad one. They have a response to this? Interesting. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So no Eshki for me. Let's go Constrictor Sage your Sniper. Start getting in. I guess we're just going to try to keep him off balance and kill them here. Roar. Okay, well, I mean, Roar's really, really good, but I luckily have a pretty good answer here in the Serpent. They take a big hit. Also have the rebuff, so the second token's not a huge deal either. And Skimmer's pretty good too. So let's get the creature on board. Bash for 8. Next turn we can go like Skimmer, rebuff, keep up Snakeskin Veil. Okay. Killing a 2/2. Okay, well that's kind of nice because I don't have to, or they don't gain life now. Yeah, they've played some really, really good stuff, but I think there's a good chance we can kind of out-tempo them. If they have another, if they have like use for this mana, might be a problem. Okay, so Skimmer. How are we going to do this? We want to keep up Fresh Start so we can stop this Shrieker and or Sniper, I guess. That means we're not... that would mean we have to tap something else. Like we can't tap Skimmer and keep up both. So we can like tap Sage, block token, Fresh Start the Shrieker. Yeah, it seems okay. Draw a card. Awaken's not bad. And yeah, we get in with everything. The Sniper trades for something. Fresh Start nabs the Shrieker. Actually, is it just better to kill the Sniper here? Because like if I do this, I'm not pushing like I'm pushing 6 damage here no matter what. But then I'm gonna be able to have another creature here. So basically, they get to eat this, but I keep a 3/3 around. Because if I just Fresh Start this, they just have a blocker next turn anyway. So yeah, let's just Fresh Start the Sniper instead. And I think I should play this Wilds and go get our red source. We have a reason to keep a land in hand, of course, because this, but it's okay. All right, let's see what they can do. Armament Dragon, okay. The thing's massive. I imagine they spread out some power and toughness here. Still in a good spot, though, right? Because we can just kill one of these and attack them. And, I mean, we have lethal on board if they have nothing else. Okay, and yeah, that'll do. Yeah, like I said, they cast a lot of really powerful stuff, but just able to sneak it out, I guess. Alright, so kill the Shrieker. Wouldn't have worked out for us this way if we had chosen to Fresh Start the Shrieker, right? Because we wouldn't have that additional creature we needed. Okay, cool. Lots of powerful cards in this hand, and none of them are castable. So I'm going to keep it still because any non-forest land helps us here. Because if we draw Mountain, we can cast this. If we draw a island or swamp, we can cast this. We're on the draw, which means we'll have extra looks at those cards. Relic's not bad. Like, we need... This doesn't get the job done alone, but once we have our creature, it'll be pretty good. Ooh, although, facing red-white, so could be scary. Alright, Exhale is a good draw. If I know I'm facing red-white aggro, I probably don't keep this hand, honestly, but... You know, you can't assume you're just gonna be facing red-white aggro every time, right? Pretty aggro decks are a fairly small portion of this format. All right, Fleshcrafter. They missed a land, notably, last turn. Jeskai, okay. Constrictor. All right, no plays. Womp womp. Artisan. Good clone target, honestly. If we draw land, we do. Probably just going to copy that. Get another treasure. Get a treasure. The other option is Eshki. that blocks this, presumably, but not in reality, probably not, because menace, or sorry, prowess. So yeah, let's just do that. Would be nice if I had a cheap spell to keep up, but maybe on a future turn. If they attack with the Kinguard, I probably block. Okay, Artisan number 2. Then probably killing this thing. Exhale, maybe. Hit me for 6. Stormbird. Okay, cool. All right, so I go to 9. Probably just going to slam this Storm Shell. Is Storm Shell better or is Guardian? I guess still probably a Storm Shell. More toughness. It's not actually hexproof, but like close enough. Not a ton kills this on 4 mana. Okay, Tapper. Yeah, they have to exile this. Not bad. But if we get to untap here and like cast Eshki plus Awaken, we're in a really, really good spot. Awaken plus Skimmer also not that bad. So yeah, let's just do that. I think kill the Sun Shield, play Skimmer. Requires me to use my treasure if that's the case. So instead I could just go Sage, lock this down for a turn, get another blocker down. Yeah, I guess that's a little bit better. Or sorry, I can play Eshki. That would require me to tap Eshki though. Maybe that's okay though. And burn my treasure. But yeah, maybe that's okay. So kill this. I draw a card. I burn my treasure though. Yeah, that's something I don't think I want to do. So let's just play Sage. Then if I draw the land next turn, it's really good. And yeah, don't think I'm gonna play Skimmer. Sharpshooter. That's kind of nasty. Some chip damage. Okay. Drew the land. Okay, so I could also just kill this with my lifelink dragon. Yeah, that actually seems a little bit better, right? All right, so tap Sage, kill this. Gonna give us some trouble anyways. Lifelink dragon comes in. We go to 11. Guess we're dead to a removal spell. Okay, but they didn't have any of that. Okay, so yep, let's just go kill the tapper. Play Eshki. They're going to tap down dragon. They have something. Wonder what it is. Draw a card. Eshki gets giant. No attacks. Yeah, they've been doing like a lot of nothing. I wonder if the card they have in their hand is Jeskai Revelation, the 7-mana mythic. Would kind of make sense with these artisans, although they might have just put these in the deck. They felt like they need fixing. They are just red-white so far. They have not shown us blue spells. Okay, they're going for an attack. Interesting. So I think these are fairly safe blocks. Like, I just want to minimize the amount of damage I'm taking here. I don't really care if they have a profitable combat, I don't think. Yep, that's okay. So we trade. Okay, well, that was good for me. And let's just bash with the team, I think. Yeah, draw some cards. Hard to imagine losing from this spot. So I'll try my best not to, you know? So we've got, 7 or 8 mana now. Let's just play this and keep up. Maybe we want to keep up technique. Yeah, I think keeping up the negate, I guess, makes a little more sense. So we could just go, like, Night Watch, keep up Snakeskin Veil and Technique. I guess that doesn't guarantee lethal next turn. Yeah, pretty close. I don't actually know how much this decision matters, to be honest. I was trying to think of like what non-creatures would really, really get me. I mean, yeah, Jeskai Revelation, but that attack they made makes me think they don't have Jeskai Revelation in hand. Yeah, I don't think there's like too much, but it just feels a little bit safer to cast this and just leave up the Snakeskin and Riverwalk. Like, I just don't see how we lose if we do that, you know? Okay. Messenger. Get him back. Probably nothing, if I were to guess. They want to draw their deal 3. That seems odd. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, this is a great hand. Playing my probably Cliffs here. Yeah. Lets me play Skimmer next turn if I want. Also means that I don't have to, if I draw running lands, I don't have to play a tap land at some point if I want to play Eshki. So what do we do here? I guess just Skimmer into Wayfarer makes sense. Looks like they're going to counter Skimmer, which is fine. Means they're not countering Eshki. Spectral Denial, sure. Okay, play the Wayfarer. Are they going to counter this one too? That'd be good if they use a counter spell on this. I don't really care if this resolves very much. Nice. All right, play our Backwater. All right, let's play Forecaster. Keep up Exhale. Pass the turn. Yeah, fine enough thing to counter. And let's get Eshki down, I think. I guess it'd be nice on a future turn to be able to go Globe plus Eshki, right? So maybe we just like keep up Technique, go get Globe. Or just go get Globe now. Although yeah, I don't want to cast the Globe on this turn like I was just thinking. Yeah, kind of close. Yeah, let's just pass. Let's just go Evolving Wilds, pass the turn, keep up Technique, keep up the search. Go to get the dragon. Oh, did I mail the Globe? Wait, do I not have a Globe? Did I leave the Globe in the sideboard? I was saying a few games ago, oh yeah, we haven't drawn the Globe very much. I left the Globe in the sideboard. That's hilarious. Okay, well, hasn't come up very much so far. I would like to have a Globe. I guess we'll put a Globe in our deck after this game. Okay, so in that case, let's just cast the dragon and pass. That's funny. Okay, well, luckily it was in a game that it didn't matter very much. I don't know what's going on over there. They're on Bant mana, so I'm assuming they're missing some color or something. But yeah, let's put the Globe in our deck. Oh, I see what happened here. I put 2 Riverwalk Techniques in by accident. Okay, well, fixed. And yeah, let's just jump back in. All right, potentially our last game with a pretty solid hand. If I was picky, I'd say I wish I had a 2-drop. And I am picky here, I guess. So I wish I had a 2-drop. Didn't happen. It's okay. All right, facing red-white. That was a nice draw. So I'll just go Globe here, planning to cast Eshki next turn. I could also just go Appraiser, try to find a different 4-drop or like a spell. Yeah, you know what? Let's go Appraiser here. Get on board. Maybe there's a turn we go like Globe plus Eshki. Relic or Stormshell is pretty interesting. The life gain from Relic later is going to be good against red-white, I assume. But we can also just cast Stormshell soon-ish. I think probably the thing that makes me want to take Relic is it's a cheap spell for Eshki. So Let's do that. Okay, they're playing a globe too. Interesting. And we have an exhale. So that's actually kind of nice. We get to go globe, attack, keep up exhale. Next turn, go Eshki plus relic, and that puts us in a really good spot. I will counter that. All right. Summon 0 dragons. All right, and they don't have land. So, yeah, Eshki, come on down. Play the relic. Draw a card. Put some counters in Eshki. All right, they pitch some cards, so they're filtering. They play a Corey Steelcutter. All right, that's fine. So, what do we do now? I could Flesh Crafter to copy Apprentice. Don't hate that. Can't make the dragon this turn, unfortunately. So, yeah, let's try to dig for a spell here. See if we can trigger Eshki again. All right, just the land. That's also not that bad. Play Skimmer, play land, bash, and are in pretty good shape here. I don't think there are cards that can get them out of this unless it's like, you know, there's the 8 mana Wrath, I guess. I mean, they're not just dead, you know, but there's no card that just would completely turn the table on us. All right, yeah, Skimmer down. It's fine. Okay, and then we just killed them. Yeah, all right, yeah. And so, you know, this is where our deck, while very colorful, I think we faced a few decks this run where they were just more colorful, like maybe playing too many basics, not enough fixing. Honestly, we had like quite a few non-games. I mean, not completely non-games, but games where we just ran over the opponent till before they got their mana under them. And we're not a particular like super fast deck or anything, but just being able to cast cards when the opponents clearly many times they could not cast their cards. And I've been finding that a lot in this format, honestly. I've been finding I've won a lot of my games, like more games than I should, I think, just because my opponents can't cast their cards. So if there's one piece of advice that I would give early in the format, I've given it on other videos, but just like make sure your mana is good, right? Make sure you have the sources. Make sure, you know, powerful cards are great, but if you can't cast them, what good are they? They're Pokemon cards in your hand, right? They're baseball cards. Anyways, let's take a final look at this deck. It was great. Like nothing too wrong with it, really. Good curve, good interaction, powerful spells, good mana. No complaints about this deck. Anyways, if you enjoyed this, and I hope you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll see you next time.